And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to our final day of the DreamHack Atlanta 2022 knockout bracket. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And as always, I am not alone. Today, I'm joined by the lovely, the beautiful, not Rufus, but AsherBro. Welcome.
That is all. Gah.
Oh my god, it's great.
I have been tricked.
Yes.
We already casted me on Micah. Why am I here?
I should have saved it for the end. True. Oh my god. Yes.
Are we casting me on Micah Ladder?
We need more Mia Micah, Papi. We need more of him. For those who do not know, 2 days ago we did cover DreamHack Atlanta, and we were actually casting some of Mia Micah's games, and they were a lot of fun. They were wild. They were spectacular, and we also casted some of our own Ducklings as well. So today we have a little bit less kind of in the game, like less meat in the game. Is that what they say? Where's my meat?
What did you just say? Did you say meat in the game?
What do they say?
Oh no. I mean, in your case, maybe.
Maybe. But skin, that's it. Oh, skin in the game.
Oh, that's it. Skin. Yeah.
What do you think I was talking about?
Meat in the game. Aye.
Look, I put my meat in the game, okay?
I know.
So we're going to be a little bit less biased tonight, but we have some really close ties to some of our Latin American and North American players, and we wanted to shine a light on them.
Beautiful. Shine a light on their meat.
You're an animal.
We just want it to be visible.
Yes.
For all to see.
Yeah. You know, they want to hide it, but I want to expose them, Papi. I want to show the world.
Get us in the game, please. Put some StarCraft in front of me, lad. I've had enough of talking about your mate.
It hasn't been a problem before, Papi. What's happening?
Did you find another caster?
Who is she? Oh my god. The other thing, of course, it is a Friday, and usually we are casting World Team League on Fridays. But if you are not on Twitter, if you don't follow some of the news that's been going on, the World Team League production team have fallen ill. They're a little bit sick. They got COVID. So they are unable to actually broadcast and run the production for the event. So World Team League has been postponed.
They went outside. Rookie move.
I know, like, mate, what kind of disgusting animal goes outside?
Whoa. Yeah, it's true though.
Like, you're making fun of it, but I know you did kind of poke your head out yesterday, and
not really.
It's over.
Oh, wait, I'm sick now.
Yes, you're
oh
done,
dear.
mate.
Damn.
I need to take you while I can.
You need a new caster. I need to be replaced.
Oh god.
Taking applications now.
Yes, if you want.
You must be a cat.
If you do have a cat in the chat, let me know. As we are going to be getting ready for our first series, as you can see on the screen right now, bit of an interesting one. We're going to get into a TvP.
Oh, we are. Ooh.
Do you know what you're getting into, mate? Oh my god.
Not really,
Okay.
but I'm ready.
Yes.
My body is ready. I'm a Terran. I'm used to being attacked from strange angles by unusual things.
What are you saying?
I'm saying my body is ready. Let's get in this one.
Let's go, and I'm sure everyone in the chat is ready to come at you from all angles, mate. We're getting into our first series of the night. We're getting into Epic versus Zain.
Beautiful. So we do have a little bit of a display of one of the best Terrans in NA. And here he is, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map in the red. This is our North American Terran. It is Epic.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have his opponent, someone that we've seen quite a bit in the Oceanic region, the Pakistani Protoss. He is green. He is Zain.
Alrighty, now, I do know that Epic is a little bit of a TVZ specialist, and I have seen a few of his TVZ games, but I'm not actually that familiar with his TvP. I do know that his skills as a player, he's a very mechanically skilled player, so he's quite fast, and I definitely expect to see him going for some probably more aggressive builds in TvP. It's definitely the meta at the moment.
Definitely, and I have to fully support you with that. Like Epic, he's a player who kind of made his kind of name when he took down Scarlet in the group stage of DreamHack. Was it Atlanta or Valencia, if I remember? But it was quite some time ago, and yeah, Epic, he's kind of like how would I like kind of like a hipster player where he's been really kind of out of the scene for a little bit, but every now and then he comes back, and whenever he does, like, he comes back quite strong.
Yeah, I mean, he still ladders from time to time. He actually ladders a lot of Zerg. I think his Zerg has been 6k pretty recently.
Yep.
It's actually kind of insane how good he is at both races. But yeah, just a player that's been around for a while, and with a lot of these NA players that have been out for a while, there's kind of always that question in your head about whether they've been practicing, whether they've been playing at all, and some of them manage to still stay in pretty good shape without playing too much, and I think Epic probably falls in that category.
100%, mate. I mean, we had a very similar discussion when we were casting Silky, if you remember, I believe in the group stage a couple of weeks ago, and kind of the same thing where, like, he was kind of in the top of his game, you know, a couple of years ago, and then he stepped away, focused a lot more on studies, or focused a lot more on other IRL commitments, and every now and then he pops up his head, and it doesn't take too much for them to kind of regain their skill. So it's really cool to see Epic, especially because he's kind of hot right now. It's a little bit bittersweet for me to cast him. He's a bit of a Duckling slayer. He really popped off in Psystorm Cup, I believe it was in October.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, it was a Psystorm Cup where all three of our Ducklings, Vindicta, Dolan, and Pattymac, all went to the event, and both Pattymac and Dolan were actually eliminated by Epic.
Yeah, I can kind of remember that, that's for sure. But yeah, here we go. We've already got a little bit of action going down. We see Epic going for 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion. Should be following this up with a Mind Drop as well. So this is a very meta build at the moment. Allows you a lot of aggression as a Terran. But we can already see out of Zain, he's gone for 2 shield batteries, both in the main and the natural. Should keep him safe, but also pretty much pays for Epic's build. He doesn't have to get too much damage here. It just wants to get scouting mostly with his units now.
Yeah, and I'm sure at any moment he's going to attempt to dive into the main base. He hasn't gone in there yet. He isn't fully aware of the tech of his opponent, and we see that he's going to be following this up with a bit of a Mind Drop. We already have a 3rd Widow Mine on the way.
Oh, yeah, okay. So this is a little bit unusual. This is some pretty heavy commitment to the Mind Drop. Usually, once you have the 1 Hellion, you just go for 2 mines. So Epic actually taking a lot of factory build time to make sure that this Mind Drop hits hard.
Yes, he's investing quite a bit in this drop, and we'll see if it pays for itself. It's all going to come down to the reaction time of Zain. He isn't necessarily the fastest player, but he is quite solid as well. So we'll see if he's going to be able to pull this off, maybe go for a little multi-prong harassment, maybe try to slip in with his Reapers at the same time.
Yeah, here we go. So Epic just going to be sneaking in between the 2 bases with this medevac here. Boosts in right now. We do have a 3-gate robo coming out from Zain, but looks like he's going to be distracted at the front by the Reaper Hellion.
Oh my god, there's no reaction. Unfortunately, both mines go in the same area. 6 workers do go down, but another mine bars in the main. Ooh.
Yeah, a bit of a lack of a retarget there from Epic. Maybe just microing his Reaper Hellion at the front a little bit to help sell the story there. So a little bit unfortunate. Probably could have got another 5 or 6 probes there, but still some very nice damage.
Oh yeah, exactly. Especially because he was able to keep some of these units alive. He still has 1 mine in that medevac, so at any moment he can come back in. Meanwhile, behind this, we do see 3 gateways finishing up here for Zain. He's expanding behind this, but he's going to be moving out with some map control. The Hellions are dead. A lot of the Reapers have fallen. So now Zain is going to try and apply some of that pressure.
Yeah, it did look like Zain got kind of tricked by the 3rd mine as well. He didn't really react in the main either, despite having time to do so, just because he wasn't expecting 1 more mine. So you can kind of see how Epic's mine game paid off, but he does lose the Reaper, the Miner, and the Medevac.
Oh, yeah, the Medevac actually turned around and came back home, and now suddenly things aren't looking as dire for Zain. He's still behind economically. He still needs to try and catch up and get a little bit of value. I believe, yes, he does have Blink. He has that high ground vision, but not too many Stalkers.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering why Epic didn't have the gas to make his second tank. If you have a look in the main, he's actually missing one of the gas workers in that main, and I don't think he's noticed. Kind of seems like he's even gotten his fourth gas a little bit faster just to try to make up for the lack of gas, but he hasn't noticed the reason why yet.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, he at least has that second tank on the way. Unfortunately, still hasn't fully saturated his gas. We'll see if he does get an eye on that later on. Regardless, he is still safe and sound. Like, the Stalker count isn't large enough to be really too threatening to him, so he's still going to be able to hold on to at least his 2 bases.
Yeah, it does look like he should be able to solidify his position well enough behind the Zain as well, getting a pretty fast charge going into +1, getting Immortals as well, so he's going to be committing pretty hard to getting up a little bit of a ground force to deal with this push that's coming his way soon.
Yeah, and here we go. The ground force is coming. Of course, it was a little bit delayed because we had to wait for that second tank, and already Zain is going to be picking off at these Marines. 3-4 Marines go down. He blinks forward, and he's going to be able to barely get the tank.
Yeah, it does get the tank. Loses a lot of Stalkers there for it, though. Not the greatest trade there. Does bait out a bit of a stim, so Epic's just going to hang on till he gets his Medevacs. But here we go. The first 2 Medevacs are popping now. This has all been a little bit delayed by those problems with the gas, so not the fastest timing ever, but Zain, of course, pretty delayed himself by the damage that he took from those mines.
Yeah, so relatively back and forth overall, but we do see Zain meeting this army in the middle of the map, ready to force field that ramp at any moment. We do see a scan, so Epic is fully aware of the army positioning. They both rotate over towards the third base, and there is a shield battery here ready and waiting.
Yeah, there we go. Pretty nasty position here for that tank there. The Raven still has full energy, so we have the opportunity to throw down a bit of a Matrix, maybe disable one of these Immortals, and looks like Epic just going to take this slowly. I like this. Forces out the shield battery overcharge and makes Epic fight, Zain fight into him.
Oh, and there we go. There are the disables on both of the Immortals. The Zealots are getting rinsed by the Bio Army. Even though there's only a single tank, it looks like it's barely going to be enough to hold on. But now the Matrixes have run out.
Yeah, Matrixes have worn off, but Epic has managed to keep most of his Bio alive, even rallying in some more Bio and Medevacs, and he's going to jump straight on top of the Immortal, takes down the second Immortal as well, and looks like Epic looking poised to take the game already.
Oh, exactly. He barely has enough to take down the Zealots and the reinforcements as well. Is this enough to fully break his opponent with the reinforcements? It looks like it should barely be enough.
Yeah, there we go. Looks like Zain really not on very many gateways here, or just doesn't have the money to afford reinforcements. He's really struggling to hold on here.
Yeah, again, a lot of this does come down to the fact that he had to rebuild all of his workers earlier, and he lost a lot of Stalkers at the start of all of this across the map, if you recall. And now we do have a second overcharge. Enough time has passed, so we do have that available, but we don't have any more robo units here as a real anchor point to the Protoss army.
Yeah, there we go. Stalker is going to be going down. Just a few more Zealots here. There's more than enough to do with that. Zain taps out. GG. And a very clean game 1 out of Epic.
Oh, GG. Well played. Even though we've seen a little bit more of Zain in recent time, in recent months, Epic showing that he's still a very solid player. You know, he may be over 6k with his Zerg, but same can be said for his Terran. Looking really, really solid there.
Yeah, just a pretty straightforward game, pretty solid game as well. And kind of all just came down to those mines doing so much damage. If you can hit a clean timing after doing that much damage with your mines, it does tend to be pretty simple to close things out.
Oh yeah, that's one of the great things, and arguably one of the worst things about TvP and the Widowmine. Where's Starduck? Oh my god! But a great game number 1. We're gonna be getting into game number 2, and I'm curious if we're gonna see some more of Zain's shenanigans, because I don't know if you remember this. We've casted him a little bit. I remember his series. His previous TVPs where he would rely a lot on really weird stuff. Like, do you remember his giga early like DT timing?
Yeah. The proxy gate DT, which it's very well disguised as well by not having a robo. So it's a pretty hard build to pick up on. You just kind of have to realize that something's missing and then work out what the hell it is and where it is. But anyway, here we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice. This is epic.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have his opponent, the Pakistani Protoss player. He is green. He is Zain.
Feels very 2010. Lol, epic random.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, it's not the most creative name, but, you know. it's yeah. I don't know what else to say.
It's epic lols.
It's epic. There we go.
Epic. Coming to a tropical sacrifice near you.
Coming to a tropical sacrifice this summer. Let's go. Tropical Scarface, that's what I meant to say.
Oh. It's fine. It's funnier if you don't. This joke is dead and buried.
I know how much you miss those old awful memes.
Nah, it's gone.
We gotta bring them back, Papi.
Please bury it. Let it rest. As here we go. We do see Epic is going to be going for that double gas opener once again. A little bit of a bigger map here, so that does mean that there's slightly less potential for quite as much damage. I'll be interested to see if Zain mixes things up. Like you were referring to, he does like to go for some more aggressive builds, especially with DTs. So waiting to see if DTs are going to play a role in this game.
Yeah, like I don't want to say that Zain is necessarily like a one-trick pony or anything like that, but like when I think of him and when I think of like his stylistic play, a lot of it does revolve around Dark Templar in some way, shape, or form, and he can use them like no other. That's both a compliment and also not so much. It's really cool how he's able to kind of bring it all together and eke out these wins. I'm still a little bit salty about, you know, some maps lost to Dolan, but regardless, I really look forward to it because he does have a probe hidden out here on the map. He does have a Twilight Council on the way. I'm not saying it's going to be a DT, but maybe.
Probe kind of looks to me like, oh, I was about to say it looks to me like a scouting probe, and right when I'm going to say that, it throws down a pylon.
Let's know the Twilight Council is about to finish up. We do have only a single gateway here back at home, so we'll see if we do get that proxy across the map as Reapers are slipping into the main.
Yeah, there we go. Stalker is in a position just to shoot that away. So, yeah, you often see the Stalker just being used to help hide. And there we go. Very fast DT Shrine is going to be going down. Is Epic going to be able to get into this natural and piece together that something's missing?
See, Asher, you said it before, and I'll reiterate. Hey, I'm an animal. I've got the... I can sync up with
you
the
read
brain
the
of a
Protoss.
Protoss. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, God. It's a blessing and a curse.
So Epic does pop into the natural there, sees that there's no buildings on that pylon. Might have even been able to see that there's a little bit of extra chrono built up as well. So a player of this level should be able to piece together that something's not quite right. Looks like he's going to try to get the Hellion to dive into the third at the same time as the Reaper's going into the main, but he is being deflected by the Stalker.
I mean, you said it before where like there are a couple of things that can tip you off that something is wrong, but that isn't enough to come to this conclusion. That's the problem, right? Like he needs a little bit more information to really secure what is happening. Back at home, he has a little bit of energy for a scan if need be, but there's no NG bay, there's no way to really get into detection at the moment. We do have a tech lab on the way on the starport, but the first DT is warping in.
Yeah, there you go. Zain actually throwing down a third, so really trying to sell the story here that there is something that there is nothing going on. And there we go. The first DT is going to be slipping in towards the main. The Raven's still a long way off. Is he going to close the door?
Door is not closed. The DT slips in at the same time. We do have another Widowmine drops getting into the natural base, but there's not too much here to kill. And this time Zain was paying attention. He pulls away.
Yeah, and honestly, this Widowmine drop, it seems like it's distracting Epic more than anything else, and these DTs are starting to get some serious damage. 8 SCVs already going down. The Raven's still quite a ways off. There is no scan either.
There are no scans. It looks like we had a couple of fresh mules as well. Everything is going down to just these 2 DTs.
Yeah, this is some terrible damage here for Epic. First Raven does come out. Does look like those 2 DTs are going to be cleaned up. It will take down a few Marines. Oh, even combines them into an Archon and gets that out of there. So Zain not losing anything, and he has been so greedy behind this.
He really has. He is getting away with that third Nexus. He was doing all of this off of 2 gates, by the way, and only one of them was at home. Like, he has his bases are so bare bones, but he's going to be able to have such a massive economic advantage, and he's not stopping, by the way. He's immediately going for a counterattack.
Yeah, this is an insanely greedy way to play this DT build. Not only is it a greedy DT build because he's proxying the shrine and getting all this off 2 units, it's also greedy with that fast third. So yeah, Zain really just going all out with the greed, and I just don't see any way for Epic to find himself back in this game.
Exactly. He's going to have to turtle his heart out, but unfortunately he doesn't have any tanks. The bunker isn't done either. We do see the boys have to be pulled. Nice lock-on the Archon, and the Archon is barely going to go down.
Yeah, so the Archon being taken down by the Cyclone. That's a little bit of a miscontrol there by Zain to let that happen as well, but nice job from Epic. Cyclone will be going down, but Zain really just wants to put pressure on here. Just wants to make sure that Epic is stressed, staying at home, not able to get across the map and realize how greedy he is being behind this.
Yeah, exactly. Just keeping him contained at home. We do see the tank finally coming out. Unfortunately, it's a little bit out of range, so the Stalkers do have free range of this mineral line. Finally, the tank does barely get close enough to shell away at these Stalkers, but the gas geyser goes down, and back at home, Zain is actually getting his production up and running.
Yeah, there we go. Turret goes down. Looks like the gas goes down as well. Zain managing to sneak Blink out through all of this too. Is even setting up here to take a 4th. That's kind of insane to me. It feels like... It sounds like a weird thing to say, but he's kind of already ahead enough. I'd just be worrying about not dying at this point.
It's crazy. He's getting a 4th off of 2 gates, mate. It's actually insane. Oh my god. We'll see if he does go for it. I mean, he has the minerals. Yep, there we go. He takes the base.
It's kind of crazy, but just getting further and further ahead. So as long as he can survive it for the next little bit of time, which it does look like he's going to be able to do. I mean, Epic is only operating on 2 racks as his stim's still a long way off. He's just been set so very far behind by this DT attack.
Yeah, and Zain is going for that kind of Haas swarm toss style where he's going to be going for mass gateways. He's limiting the amount of gases that he's taken. He's working on charge, and he's going to be going for a mass charge lot push. Oh boy, and it's going to be so difficult for Epic to ever even think about taking a 3rd base. Maybe because of how greedy Zain has been, there's like a window where he can maybe pull the boys, but I just don't know if Epic can ever muster a large enough army.
Yeah, I mean, I think pulling the boys is probably the plan here anyway. There's no way that you can turn this into a macro game as Epic. You just have to try to find a timing and hit it, which I suppose will be when Stim and +1 finishes up in about 30 seconds. Even having to drop some supply there as well. So yeah, Epic just not in the best spot here at all. And with that proxy gateway there, Zain can defend at home and then warp in 8 Zealots across the map for a counterattack, and Epic's just going to fall apart.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, one Hail Mary move is all we're waiting for. The upgrades are about to finish up, by the way. Stim and +1 in a couple of moments. We do have the salvage on that bunker, and now Epic has to make a choice. Does he just push out? Does he bring everything that he has? We're talking about it. It's really his only chance here, especially because there's not too much splash damage across the map. Again, it's just charge lots, immortals, and to be fair, force fields.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you got to either pull everything or just really turtle down hard. Already uses a stim as well, so having to use that just to push back the Stalkers. Zain is going to know this is coming. He has 2 immortals. He's got his sentries. He's got plenty of zealots. I just don't see this going well whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, he's on siege popping. We see the blink on forward and anti-armor missile on some of the units, but there's just too much Protoss on the ground. At the same time, we do have a drop into the main base. Damage is being done, to be fair, but I don't think there's anything slowing down Zain.
Yeah, I mean, those zealots even coming from out the natural of Epic to wrap around. These 3 tanks are not going to do anything against the 20 zealots that are here. I think this one's over.
Off the back of a patented, incredibly fast Dark Shrine build by Zain. He's done it before. He does it again, and he ties up the series 1-1.
GG. Bit of Terran copium there just to wrap it on out.
A little bit, mate. A little bit, and oh god, that build is so illegal from Zain. I think it's
really gross.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's greedy in so many different ways all at once. It kind of feels, I don't know, I might be wrong about this, but it feels a bit like a win more sort of thing, where it's like you're already winning with the economic greed, and then you're winning with the DT greed as well. It's just like, you're either winning extremely hard or you just lose.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand it, but yeah, it's pretty brutal when it works, huh?
Yeah, it's very risky is what you're getting at in multiple different ways, and there are a lot of ways to punish it as well. It just comes down to recognizing whether there is something to punish or not, right? And that's where the onus is a little bit on the Terran player to scout very well and piece it all together. I guess the other thing to say is that I would imagine that Epic isn't too familiar with Zain. Like, there's no reason to really look into him. I know Dolan, for his series in the group stage, he specifically studied Zain because he knew ahead of time that he was going to play him. Epic, not so much. So even though we kind of knew what Zain was capable of with that sort of stuff, Epic, I'm sure that may have been his first time facing even that build.
Risky as a Zerg player.
You disgust me.
I'm sure whatever you said was beautiful and insightful, but all I could think about was risky as a Zerg player, so I didn't listen to any of it. I'm sorry, lad.
Sorry as a Terran player.
There we go. As another Terran player right here, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, fresh off being DT'd. It's a painful feeling. We do have Epic.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of data under the sea, we have his opponent, the Pakistani Protoss player, whipping out them DTs in game number 2. What does he have for us in game 3? It is Zain.
I love this. Epic proxy raxing him. It's just like, oh, okay, we're playing that kind of game, are we? I see.
The gloves are off, the shirt is off, mate. We're getting dirty down here in the streets, papi.
Hey guys, here we go. We are going to be seeing just a single Rax proxied out of Epic, so there's a lot of possibilities here. You can just go for a pretty low commitment single Reaper just out of this proxy Rax, sometimes paired with the bunker and the natural, and just gives you a lot of control over the pacing of the game. Also really leaves the Protoss in the dark because there are quite a few possibilities that could be happening when Protoss walks into your base and sees no Rax. Could just be a Rax nearby, faking it out. It could be a very committed 1-1-1 more proxied sort of thing. There's a lot that they have to know, and there's not really too many ways of knowing it.
Yeah, you know, it really is how the turns have tabled. He's like, okay, you know what, you're gonna be cheeky to me? All right, let's go, Poppy, let's go. And as you were kind of alluding to, we do see the SCV trying to sneak in towards the main base, into the natural base as well. We'll see if he does try to throw down a bunker, but no, he just goes straight into the main, just goes for a more regular scout. And yeah, we'll see how much damage Epic can get done here.
Yeah, there we go. Epic just going to try to make this look like a pretty normal scout timing. It does look like Zain realizes that something's not quite right with that. He is going to be following this SCV.
Yeah, so throwing down the bunker is going to be quite difficult to pull off. The Reaper is going to show up, kill this probe, and now the bunker is on the way.
Yeah, so nice cheeky spot there in between that Nexus and the pylon. We do have 2 spots we can RNG there where we're not going to be able to get hit by the probes. It did go down pretty late though, so this Adept, if it goes straight down, might be able to clean it up.
Yeah, but the Adept for the time being is being a little bit distracted by this Reaper. It's making its way towards the bunker. The bunker needs a little bit more time. It's only going to take a couple of shots to really bring down that SCV, and it looks like it will go down.
Yeah, this is where you can pose a difficult question when it comes to this Reaper, and this is really where you start to see the difference of having that proxy there, and what it does for you is Epic can start to pose these difficult questions where it's like, do you stop the bunker from coming up, or do you save your probes from the Reaper?
Yeah, do you die or do you die? Oh my god. Meanwhile, I don't know if you saw that, but like there was a weird moment where the Reapers kind of crisscrossed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. But regardless, 3 probes went down, so not bad damage already from this proxy.
Like, he gets one of the Reapers out, but I think he could have just not rallied in the second Reaper.
Yeah. It was kind of weird. He was like, I'll save you, but I'm gonna die for it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's me in Warzone, reviving my teammate and just getting killed while I'm doing the revival.
True.
I'm like, we have done nothing. I get to go make some tea.
And sometimes it's all about the tea, and Speaking of team, we do see, things kind of getting back to normalcy a little bit. We don't see any Dark Shrine. Blink is on the way. Robo as well. At least from the side of Zain, things are looking quite normal.
Yeah, I'm back on the side of Epic. We are going for this standard 3-1-1, so this is a pretty normal way just to transition out from this proxy Rax. Does mean your stim's going to be a little bit delayed, but he has his tank and he has his Cyclone, so he's going to be pretty safe at home. Does get this scout with the Reaper as well. There is a jump here if he wants to go for it. It looks like he's going to back out of that though.
Yeah, he gets the hell out of here. I think he wants to try and preserve the life of this Reaper a little bit more. It is being hunted down by said Adept, and it looks like it will barely be able to escape. I believe he was able to confirm the Twilight Council opener. I believe he didn't quite see it researching, but he can piece together that he should be fine back at home. So yeah, quite a solid kind of transition point here from Epic to go into this 3-Rax.
Yeah, there we go. And Zain going to go for this 3-gate blink once again. Pretty standard response when it comes to going up against the double gus, and he's going to be playing things pretty safe. Should be throwing down that third right about now. There we go. So just the exact same build that he went for in that first game.
Exactly, back to normalcy, and kind of like that first game. We'll see how Epic is going to be able to keep that pressure up. Because of the openers, he wasn't quite able to go for any kind of Widow Mine drop. He wasn't able to necessarily harass the mineral lines anywhere near as much as he did in the first game, so Zain is going to be in a much better position.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. Epic is just starting to get back to mining gas. Does look like he misrallied a couple of those SUVs. They're just kind of slacking, but behind the refinery so that no one can see them. Bit of a cheeky smoker. What are they doing back there?
Oh my god.
What is that SUV? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I couldn't get banned from
I wasn't
Twitch.
watching.
Yeah, they were just having a bit of alone time there. They were playing some customs.
An AsherBro. Yeah. That's what I call these SUVs.
Oh my god. What's wrong with you?
Here we go. We do have Stim and the combat shields on the way. Epic going to go for a little bit of a move out now that he's oh nope, just repositioning that tank. He did manage to take out that observer, so should be relatively safe, but he is realizing that Zain likes to be a little bit cheeky, a little bit aggressive, so it looks like he's adjusting himself to play a bit more safe.
Yeah, exactly. Great positioning here with his tanks, great snipe with the observer as well. In a couple of moments, we're going to see these medevacs, and then we're going to see the first real signs of aggression here from Epic, and he's going to try and weave his way across the map. It's going to be a little bit difficult though, as Zain does have at least control of the Zonaga towers. He's getting fully saturated on his 3 bases. Yeah, it's going to be on Epic to try and find his way through.
Another observer.
Oh.
More.
Oh, wow.
Cheating.
Yeah, he's going to try and blink up into the main base. Looks like he will. The tank did just on siege.
Yeah, really awkward timing. This is so annoying to deal with as a Terran because every moment that you're taking to get across the map is a moment that charge can finish, a moment that the Protoss can get an extra warp in. It's really hurting your timing when this happens.
Yeah, exactly. And so much timing is being bought here for Zain. We do see a couple more SCVs going down. He's done a great job at just being annoying with these Stalkers. Does go for the recall as well. And now he can prepare back at home for that push.
Yeah, very nicely done. We do see from Epic as well, he's just continuing to make tanks, so looking to be very aggressive. Oh, and there we go. We do see the 4th and 5th racks going down, so this is going to be completely all in from Epic. Recognizes that he did a little bit of damage at the start, and due to the delays that he's taken, due to the way as well that Zain's been playing, going a little bit heavier on the units, he does feel like if he can commit to a long, drawn-out all-in, a bit of a protracted fight, he will be able to get the win in the end.
Yeah, and we'll see how the execution comes out from both of our players. You do see Epic has been able to find his way across the map. At the same time, a Zealot run-by does hit his main base and his natural, so Epic's attention pan is being split a little bit here, but the tanks do siege.
Yeah, there we go. We do have this position on the 3rd here. The tanks are going to be able to slowly make their way forward. We do have plenty of energy on these medevacs, but we also have an observer that's going to be able to see when the tank's on siege.
Oh my god, hot pick up there. The tanks were so vulnerable. Zain saw it, but Epic was a little bit faster. He was able to keep every single tank alive.
Yeah, there we go. Gets the barrier out of the way as well, and now sets up behind these bushes. So this could be a very awkward place to take an engagement for Zain.
Yeah, exactly. He blinks on past this, but his army was a little bit awkward, a little bit split up, and he gets shut down.
Yeah, I do not think this was the fight to take. His Immortals just couldn't get anywhere near these tanks. It was just such an awkward angle to try to get on top of that. And he loses a lot of units without getting too much damage on the army of Epic.
Yeah, it was a tough call to make, but really it may have been the game-losing move for Zain here. He still has kept all of his Immortals alive, but he lost a lot of Stalkers and a lot of Zealots.
Yeah, and there we go. Sheer Battery Overcharge has been committed with the tank still quite a long way away. Great heads-up play by Epic. Realizes that he was spotted when he was sieging and unsieging and drops that scan on top of himself.
Yeah, he's able to take down that Observer, so it's going to be a little bit harder for Zain to really find the opportune moments. He's going to go for another bit of a Zealot run by his main army. The Immortal count is getting higher and higher, and he's going to be able to get on top of at least some of these tanks.
Yeah, there we go. These tanks being evaporated. Nice little force field as well is going to reduce some of that surface area, but it does look like the Immortals are going to start to go down. 2 Immortals already going down.
Yeah, but here we go. The reinforcing Zealots are enough to push all of this back. There are no more tanks remaining. Zain is going to be able to hold on to his base at the same time. Another Zealot run by, not dealing too much damage here, but is going to be able to pick off a couple of these workers.
Yeah, there we go. So that fresh third isn't going to be able to get mining so far, but Zain is in a really all-in position. He hasn't got any upgrades even on the way. He hasn't been probing. He's stuck on 3 bases. He has to get damage here, and it looks like Epic might be able to hold.
Yeah, with the reinforcements, it looks like Zain just doesn't have enough. He didn't have a way to really reinforce with a Prism or with a Proxy Pylon either. He's just trickling in.
Yeah, and there we go. The last few Zealots are going to be pushed on out of there. The Stalker blinks out. We have 2 more Immortals. We really need a Prism here to help reinforcement. But looks like Zain, with these extra few Zealots, he's going to have a last-ditch attempt to get this done.
Yeah, we do have finally a Prism joining up with this army. We do have a 4th base behind this and +1 on the way. So Zain recognized how kind of all in he was. He's going to try and work towards a bit of better tech. He's going to be able to dive on top of this army. A lot of Zealots, but the tanks have now sieged.
Yeah, there we go. So he's going to be safe at the 3rd, but we do see it. Zain is going to be going into the main with a couple of these Zealots. He does have a warp in if he would like to go for that. He is really splitting the attention of Epic here.
He really is, and it looks like the Zealots in the main base may be able to overwhelm and get some damage done. The 3rd has been saved. Only 2 workers do go down. No mining there, though. He was forced to lift up, and the Zealots in the main base are getting a bit out of control.
Yeah, there we go. Epic just going to pick up his 3rd, get it on out of there. Doesn't want his attention split between these 2 places, especially with all his army so low on health. So just makes things a little bit easier for himself. He probably did also check these units of Zain and realize they're still 0-0. So as long as he just stays alive here and make sure that he preserves his army, he should be okay.
Yeah, he definitely should be, but as we can see, Zain has been taking up, he has been transitioning. We do see Storm on the way. We already have 4 High Templar morphed in, waiting to gather that energy. No longer is his army anywhere near as inferior as it once was. It's slowly getting more refined, more sophisticated.
Yeah, I think we do need to see Epic going for a little bit of either complexity in his army or a little bit of harass. So maybe a Ghost Academy, maybe going into 2-2 or getting some Liberators out to harass. He just needs to get something else going to keep progressing himself in this game.
Definitely. It looks like, he hears your calls. He is transitioning, or he is starting to make some Liberators. We have 2 Liberators on the way. We have a lot of Medivacs as well, so we do have plenty of drop potential. I'm sure he's going to be going soon, but the longer he waits, the stronger Zain's defenses are going to be, as actually both armies are about to meet in the middle of the map.
Yeah, there we go. So we do have a bit of a move out. Does drop the scan, sees that there is a lot of units here by Zain. We do have 4 High Templars in that Prism as well, so we need a couple Vikings to help deal with that. There we go. We have the Vikings. We have the Ghost Academy on the way. So Epic, he gets the scout. He realizes what he needs to do to help deal with this.
Yeah, but there's a window here where the Storm is going to be unimpeded. There isn't really too much to stop these High Templar from coming on in, and they're just going straight for the army.
Yeah, there we go. A little bit of an awkward angle. He's going to be dropping straight on top of the army. The CC actually soaking up a lot of the damage. Not the best storms coming out here.
Yeah, exactly. Some pretty interesting storms, and as a result, it may just barely not be enough.
Wow, Epic just stands and fights, and he melts the army of Zain. That 0-0 army never stood a chance. And great defense by Epic.
GG. Yeah, that first storm was questionable on the CC, not quite on the army, but to be fair, even if it was on the army, there were so many Marauders there for Epic. We didn't really get to pay too much or take note too much of that, but even if he did get hit, he could soak up a lot of damage.
Yeah, Epic just found a really good spot to take that fight, and it worked out really well for him. He did manage to get that money scan as well,
Yeah.
finding out exactly where the army was and what the army was before he, moved out and got a bit smooched there.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. GG, well played to Epic. He does take the series 2-1, and this is the end of Zane's run in DreamHack Atlanta.
Yeah, there we go. So Zain is unfortunately going to be knocked out, but that does mean we're going to be sticking with the Terran.
Yes, it means that we are going to be following Epic's run here in the knockout bracket. He knocks out Zain, and he is going to be moving on to face another opponent, another American Terran.
I don't know who it is. Who could it be?
Who could it be? Well, it is going to be a player that I know Kuro is fond of, especially when it comes to his name. It's very, very unique. He's up against Binsky, Papi Binsky.
On Mono.
The honorable
My
of the
favorite American Terran.
Oh my goodness. We casted Hon Mono last night in OSC King of the Hill, and when we were in the lobby chat, he was like, guys, could you please call me Hon Macro today?
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. Hon Macro. Honorable. Honorable.
I love it.